It's happening. I don't work for Grant Cardone. I don't represent him. I have nothing to do with him whatsoever. I mean, I have bought his products. I am invested in his real estate. I am named in his Fund 5 lawsuit that's going on. I was asked to give a deposition. Then I overwhelmed them with a lot of videos that are still on YouTube right now that promise. I don't know where anyone's seeing 15% returns. I mean, maybe you've said up to 15%. His videos online clearly state the double payouts every month. At least that's what Fund 5 was. Now it's payouts every 3 months, as in Fund 20, whatever I'm invested in. And so double the value, because that's what happens to real estate over 10 so years or whatever. And double the value in the real estate up to 3 times the value. And I was paid every single month since then. The only time I didn't get a check was COVID, and then I've got 3 months worth of checks 3 months later. So paid in full. Yeah, guys never given. Oh, that's the other thing I was going to touch on was someone investing, $10,000-$20,000, not feeling like they got their value out of it. Yeah, going back to the thing. So I got paid every single month, and that's since like 2017, 2018. And the property's doubled in value. They're ready to sell it right now if they wanted to. But they're just hanging on to it. Get my checks every month. Got mine today. And then so I sent him the videos that I understood it as those were the terms and those were the growth rates. I don't know where you're expecting 15%. Really, the suit seems to be about a refund. I was never offered. I knew I wouldn't be able to touch that money for at least 10 years, maybe 12, 15 more. It's been like 8 now, I think. So I was clear on it. And I wouldn't have even posted this, but I see people like saying that, like, oh, he's defrauding his investors. And it's like, that's not the case whatsoever. This is one guy that complained out of tons. And funny enough, that's the one guy that invested the minimum, which was $5,000. And he doesn't sell to anybody that's not investing. I don't even know how much anymore. 100 grand? I don't know how much the buy-in is anymore. Let's see. All right, yeah. So then you paid a lot of money for his courses. Well, first off, I believe he would offer you a refund. You would just be on his blacklist. Second of all, if you bought something of his, it's likely tangible unless you paid for a course or 10x Growth Con. You didn't take any notes or meet anybody of value. And so the one guy that I saw talking about it had spent like 75 grand, 25 grand. I don't remember how much he spent. So on a course, sounded like a weekend course. And I don't know, I would have come away with that weekend course, not to downplay you or your experience whatsoever. Please comment back. I've messaged back and forth with, I think, you, and I don't think that you weren't able to tell me what you got out of it. So in any event, I would have walked away with a stack of notes this big, and I also would have recorded it, privately. I wouldn't be able to, upload that to YouTube or anything like that, but I would record it and be able to hear everything back. As long as recording is legal in Florida. I don't know what their recording laws are without consent or whatever. But as long as you're not uploading it to Facebook, like I severely doubt that they'd be like, no, you cannot record this for you to listen back later and take notes. And then too, like anything I've ever purchased from Cardone has come with something that I can touch. Like if I wanted to, I can go touch the real estate that I'm invested in. I have digital books from him, digital audio books and visual books and like, okay, so it's digital, whatever, but I could print it out and I could touch that. Cardone University, I can log in whenever I want. Even when I wasn't subscribed to Cardone University, I was able to access all the things that I download, like these. I think I have 2 different 10x Growth Cons recorded on video. that I have, even if I wasn't subscribed. So it's, I mean, this stuff is forever. Like, it's an asset that I put in my Excel sheet with all my assets. Like, in case I were to pass, I want my wife being able to know, oh, wow, you have the rebuttal book on digital, and let's not throw that book in the trash. Like, yeah, maybe your son or grandson or great great grandson doesn't want to get into sales, but maybe they do, and they have that book there to their, because I purchased the book and it's mine forever. You know what I mean? So I just don't see it. Maybe you did spend 25 grand and you didn't get anything out of it, but it's like, I don't know. Like, this, he went to the events program, the 10x events. So you, maybe you haven't put on your own event yet, but that's not Grant's fault. You If you were to put on an event, I bet you'd be able to pull off some stuff that you got out of the course that is worth everything. I mean, you know how many people put on an event and fail at like a tiny little thing, and really no one even notices that they failed at it, but they notice that they failed at it. And then they leave the company like 9 months later, and then the new person comes in and makes the same mistake over again. And maybe even never realizes that it was a mistake to begin with, so they never, ever, ever fix it. But it like impacts one person that went to their conference and didn't purchase a ticket the following year or whatever. I'm just making up an example here, but yeah, I would challenge you to put to work. If you want to host an event to bring in a lot of business, go for it. Host your event, bring in the business, and I guarantee you're going to make more than 25 grand if that's what you want to make out of it. Or maybe you do 10 courses over the next 10 years and it makes you back your 30 grand back. So if I spent freaking $1 and I'm making $2 back, I don't care that I like only made the second dollar back, because that's like knowledge that I can use for the rest of my life, right? So if I'm only going to make $1 back on, I mean, okay, maybe that's silly, but like, it isn't really the case. Like, I purchased a book for $14.99 and then I'm able to use that skill set for the rest of my life and made like hundreds of thousands of dollars that I made because of the skill set that or the product or service or whatever it is that I bought from Cardone. Yeah, and then while we're at it and I'm thinking about it, might as well go back to the Scientology thing. So I see your people ripping on him for the Scientology thing, and I don't know. I don't think he sees it as something that is as bad as people say that it is. I wouldn't come down on someone. I wouldn't not do business or think someone is into trafficking just because they happen to found like a faith or spiritual, like, I don't know what the Church of Scientology calls themselves. I mean, they tax wise qualify, I guess, as a religion, but like, do they call themselves religion, or is like the church just a moniker that they put on it? But yeah, like, that's just because he does that, or like he's politically into stuff that I don't necessarily yeah, I mean, like, politically we would get along if we came to the meeting of the minds, but it's just a matter of having that. Like, there's a way to make even the far right and the far left see the dozens of ways that you get your oranges and we get our apples, or vice versa, or whatever. It's like, you don't all have to eat the same fruit just because we live in the same nation or whatever. All right, just a random, what do you call it, stream of consciousness. Peace, love, bye-bye.